taking their own lives increasing, sadly, and tragically for the third year in a row. According to the latest provisional figures released by the Chief Coroner, 606 people killed themselves over the past year, so that's 27 more than the previous year, and the highest actual figure since records began. 70% of the deaths were men. And Māori continue to have the highest suicide rate of any ethnic group with 130 deaths. Also concerning in this, the number of deaths in young people, really young people, which I want to look at shortly as well. Anti-suicide campaigner Mike King, he joins me. Kia ora, Mike.
Morning.
What do you make of these numbers?
Well, no surprises. We discussed this last year, and if you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results. Nothing's changed, has it? And unfortunately, these numbers are going to continue to rise as the threshold, as the conversation continues, and the public being more interested in suicide, the threshold for what counts as a suicide is going to come down, so the numbers are going to go up.
So what is it, though? I mean, what can we put our finger on? Because, I mean, I know it's complex, and it won't be one thing. Of course, it's not one thing. Is it the fact that there are dreadful mental health services or no mental health services? Or is it that life's become so complex now? Life is not as simple as it once was.
There is only three reasons people want to take their lives. If you talk to the experts, they'll say there's a myriad of reasons, there's only three reasons. One, I'm hurting. I'm in pain and I need that pain to stop. People say that with time things will get better, but every day I wake up and it's worse. So one, I'm hurting. Two, I'm causing hurt. I feel like I've become a burden to everybody. If I wasn't here, then everyone can get on with their lives. So one, I'm hurting. Two, I'm causing hurt. Three, I want to cause hurt. You hurt me, now I'm going to hurt you. So what's at the heart of all suicidal behaviour? Hurt. These people aren't drama queens, they're not attention seekers, they're not cowards, they are New Zealanders who are hurting.
Can I add a number 4 to this?
Go.
They need help. They need help to be there, don't they?
Look, you know, our focus at the moment is all on the person in crisis. You know, it's the only form of health in New Zealand where the focus is on the person in crisis. If I run you over in my car, someone will come out and put a blanket on you, then the ambulance will come, they'll make you comfortable, they'll take you to the hospital, the nurses will come out, they'll assess you, they'll take you to the doctors will fix you and they'll put you in a hospital bed. If I'm suicidal, which is like being run over by a car, I'm expected to get onto the phone and talk to some normal dude who is then going to, you know, make me feel worse than I am, or even worse. I'm expected to go down to the hospital, and when I get there, prove to them that I am suicidal. And by prove, I mean you have to have attempted suicide seriously to get the help. So we have a suicide prevention policy in New Zealand that encourages people to commit or to attempt suicide before you can get the care that you need.
So they want to see evidence. It's almost like they don't believe you have an issue. We can't see you bleeding, we can't see a broken arm, we won't take you seriously until you try something.
Exactly. Well, you know, the services are so stretched, they're taking the top 2.5%. So you have to seriously, and even when you seriously prove, they'll still turn your way.
Do you link a lack of services or tight services to the increasing suicide rate?
457 men took their lives. Half of those reached out for help. Half of them reached out for help, and help wasn't there. You know,
is that a yes?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We've got services in crisis. You know, the government announced the other day, with a whole lot of fanfare, that $100 million was being set aside, ring-fenced, for suicide prevention. $100 million, and they said that was a big deal. They've just ring-fenced $160 million to put a second language into school. At 30 hours, as you rightly said, 1 hour a week for 30 weeks. $160 million for 30 weeks at 1 hour a week. Why aren't they putting... there should be counsellors in every school in New Zealand. Our numbers are getting younger and younger and younger. 10 to 14-year-olds, 13, nearly double last year.
13 people died.
13 children.
Yes.
13 children died last year, in the last year.
Of their own lives.
But how's this? So men are taking their lives at 3 to 1. 3 men to every 1 woman, except in the 10 to 14 bracket. 7 girls. 7 girls took their own lives, 6 boys.
Aged between 10 and 14.
Yes, and we're on the cusp of something horrific right now. If girls are attempting their lives 8 times more than boys, so they attempt 8 times more, and they're getting better at it. So these numbers are showing us that there is going to be a tide of horror is coming.
And do we think there's anyone younger than 10?
Absolutely. See, the threshold for the coroners is getting lower, but it's very high. So if I take my own life and I leave a note, but I have drugs and alcohol in my system, it is counted as misadventure. It's not a suicide. Also, there are clear cases this year alone that the coroner has said someone was too young to understand that they have taken their own life, so they're not counted.
How old was that person?
9.
Where was this? Northland?
I don't know. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. But
a 9-year-old.
9 years old.
And that's not on the figures today, is it?
No.
What about setting a target? We've talked about this for years and years, and the government's failed to do it. Would a target mean anything?
Target should be 0, Duncan. That is the only target that is acceptable, 0. Is 0 possible? Absolutely, I believe 0 is possible. If every single one of us, every New Zealander goes home and has a conversation with their family and says, if you are in strife, I am here for you, I will not judge you, I will not shame you, I will not try and fix you, but I will come with you to get the help that you need.
No,
it's not. No. How many deaths have you had in your family this year?
None.
That's 0. If we all take care of our own families, if we all look after our own and tell them that we are there for them, which is the number one thing kids want.
Okay, so you want a zero target, and this government refused to have any target at all?
No target at all. It's ridiculous.
And I just want some advice from you in review then, Mike, and a really hard but important question is saying to someone, are you contemplating suicide? So what is the best way to broach that? And if they say yes, what is the first thing you do?
It's really simple. If you're worried about someone, all you have to do is bring up the numbers. Say, look, these numbers are horrific. Are you suicidal? I'm really worried. For the person who's receiving that message, it's almost a relief, because finally I can actually say yes or no. And if they do say yes, the first thing you say is, look, all you're going to get from me is unconditional love and hope. Do you want to go and talk to someone? Because I will come with you. No matter how many times you want to go, I will go until you're comfortable. I go with lots of people, complete strangers, friends. I go with them to the counsellor's office. Sometimes I'll sit in the counsellor's office with them till they're comfortable, and then I'll wait outside. Look, there's the stigma, the shame, the wondering what's going to happen when you walk into that office. Is there going to be a man behind the door with a butterfly net and a straitjacket and take me away?
Or would there be no one there?
Well, that's it. So, just knowing that you have a friend that cares. You see, here's the thing. When I was at my lowest, when I was sitting in my room, just at a dead end, all I wanted in that moment was just one of my friends to come through that door and remind me that they loved me, to let me know that I had some value in their life. This is the thing with suicidal thinking. You think you're worthless, you think you're hopeless, and you think no one cares. And all you really want is just one person to reach out and say, mate, you mean the world to me, I love you. Now, if you want to go and get some help, I'm coming with you.
Did they come to the door, your mates?
No. It's really, I think if something happened now, they would. I really believe that there's a change happening.
Did they know? I mean, that's the other side of the equation, is actually knowing that someone you know is in trouble.
Well, the big fear yes, I think some of them did know, but the big fear for most of us is we don't know what to do, we don't know what to say, and the thought of triggering someone and having that on your mind means you cross the road. So my advice to anyone out there who has a friend in trouble, just tell them you love them. Just tell them you're not going to judge them, you're not going to shame them, you're not going to gossip about them. I'm just here for you, mate, that's all.
Can I ask one final question before we go? And I really appreciate you coming on. It's really, really useful to people. I want to put this up on our Facebook site straight after if we can. If I had suicidal tendencies right now,
yep,
and I asked for help, where would they send me and what would happen?
Well, first protocol is your doctor, and most doctors are really good. Most people think that the doctor's going to give you a whole lot of pills and just send you out the door. Look, if you take a friend with you, if you take support with you, this is the most important part. When you're down in the dumps, you'll do anything to get a pat on the head. So the doctor will say, how are you feeling? I'm good. To have that support person there and go, no, listen, he's not good.
Yeah.
It's about having that second voice so the doctor is taking you seriously.
Mike, we appreciate you coming in.
Anytime.
So have a good day. Okay, but I want to get this straight up if we can online as well. Of course, if you need somebody to talk to, if you're struggling, you can call Lifeline 0800 543 354. That is 0800 543 354. Mike, really appreciate it. Coming up, we've got Live for Texas as ex-Hurricane Harvey's rain continues to pummel Houston and the surrounding areas. We'll head there next.